It says I'm live. Sorry we're late. We had to help Grandpa get into the basement. He just got back from his trip to Wyoming, and he's not in the best of shape, so I carried all the heavy stuff, and Sam's finishing carrying down the rest of his stuff. But he arrived like 2 minutes before 7, and I was hoping that he would have been here long before I started because I knew he was going to need help, but he just pulled in, so we're here. But we're going to be, today we're going to be doing more on-screen writing stuff. Well, it makes a good script. We tried this a couple weeks ago, and nobody commented or added their own thoughts to it. So we're going to try it again. This time I have a few bullet points and a few questions to ask everybody. So I think it'll be kind of fun. I will eventually take a course on screenwriting where we will need to write a screenplay. Awesome. I might have a good app for that. I'm working on a review for Arc Studio. It's the app I used to do the Halloween video. The hell? Is it my burger? It is. He never sent me one last week. You're just sending me screenshots of recipes. A Big Mac salad. Ooh, I might actually do that one. Chilled cucumber tomato salad. Sam might like that one. I do like cucumbers though. So I don't know, that looks good. He's sending me all kinds of healthy foods now. Well, I guess the Big Mac salad really isn't healthy, but it looks good. I will definitely try that though. I like Big Macs. I like trash food. That's why I eat Taco Bell. But yeah, I'll be doing a review of Arc Studio. The blog post is almost done. I like using an app before I write a review about it. And it's the app that I used for doing the Halloween video that I have for WriterSanctuary next month. And it's a fun app. So you might be interested in taking a look at that. That's an awesome skull in the background. Halloween's coming up. Yes. So I have a skull on the dealie here. And then my dragon skull that no one has mentioned, not even the kids when they walk in. But I have a dragon skull on the wall now. So, and the thing next to the skull behind me is actually a warmer that lights up. It's a pair of books. I was hoping that you'd be able to see it better on the live stream, but not so much. So maybe if I turn it on, it might light. It lights up, so you might be able to see it. But I don't have anything in it to burn, so. I love the black and white color coordination. Your shirt matches your room really well. Yeah, right? Kinda. My room is mostly browns and beige.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of beige. I would love to have done a brick wall for the videos, but the way my office is set up, I just don't think that's possible.
Kind of cool. We can do it. The cool sticker stuff?
Yeah, that's at Home Depot.
Uh-huh.
The bricks, yeah.
Yeah, you can do it on that back wall.
Might be able to do that.
No, I'm actually wearing navy blue.
Metal as fuck. Yeah, it's an awesome skull. I like it a lot. I had to buy it. I didn't necessarily have the money to buy it, but I thought
that was the only one.
Yeah, it was going to be gone, so
yeah.
I had to buy it.
This sucks, you really can't see it.
Not really. My head's in the way, but
yeah.
Even on the videos, it's kind of small.
Yeah.
It's hard to see. I would need to have like a wall like directly behind me, I think. It's all good. I like it. It's Halloween.
It's fun.
I gotta turn on my Halloween lights now too.
Yep.
Anyway, get him all moved downstairs and that.
Yeah.
Did you open the door?
I did open the door. I had to unlock it, which is kind of cool that it locks right there, so you don't accidentally.
Well, I'm hoping that no kittens get into my garage again.
Right.
Because I accidentally locked a stray kitten in the garage on Friday. All day. He wouldn't come out. Saturday morning, he was sleeping on some stuff that's in the garage, and finally he came up to me, and I let him out, but I couldn't get him out for anything. And he was buried behind all of Dan's crap, so I would have had to have cleared out the entire garage to get to him.
That would've been
So
so
I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let him stay here the night then. And he did. And he left the next day. That's what you get.
I don't have any alcohol to drink.
I do.
I looked and looked. I almost got some Chambord, but then I was like, seems too sweet after what I've eaten today.
That's an awful lot of sugar.
Yeah. And then I looked, I have a swallow of apple wine left, and that's it.
I haven't opened that blueberry, and there's blackberry wine in there.
Is there? I thought I finished the blackberry.
No, there's still probably about half a glass left in it.
Oh, on the shelf?
Yeah, it has my mushroom stopper in it. The blueberry is still brand new. Haven't opened it yet.
Yeah.
I love blueberry wine. Michael, let us see that human skull.
It's cool. It's got a cord.
No. I need to finish unpacking my office.
I thought that was the burner. Oh no, that's just the skull.
The burner's in the living room still. Ow. Okay, so, oops. That's the little human skull we got. I can't remember where we got George.
I think at Walmart.
Alas, poor Horatio.
It was York.
Our last poor York. I knew them well, Horatio.
Yes.
Okay, anyway. He was a Walmart one, wasn't he?
I think so.
Either Walmart or
Spirit.
Spirit. I do a lot of shopping at Spirit. We have to go to Spirit.
Yeah.
And then my dragon skull.
He's so cool.
In fact, the way he's built, he's got an open back. I can put lights in him. Yeah, that'd be easy.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because I can unscrew the back.
It looks like he's supposed to have a jawbone.
Looks like it. I bet he is.
I haven't seen another one at any Walmart or anything. Otherwise, I think he's cool without the jawbone, but it looks like he's supposed to have one.
Yep, that's what happens when you buy shit from Walmart. But I still think he's pretty cool. So.
I think he looks really cool hanging on your wall.
I thought you got a new kitten? God, no.
No, they're strays. They're friendly.
My neighbor has strays, and they come over every morning. I go outside at 5 o'clock in the morning as my coffee's brewing, and one of the two will run across my yard and say hi to me.
Yeah.
So, cute little fuckers. But yeah, they're the neighbor stray cats, so. Michael has on shorts. Yes, I always have on shorts.
Always has on shorts.
It's rare to see me in anything that covers my legs.
Yeah.
Well, I generate too much body heat, and so pants and leggings and all that good stuff, it's really hard on me, especially during the summer and autumn.
Yeah.
During the winter, it's not too bad.
During the winter, he wears pajama pants. It's the only time you'll see him in pants. Otherwise, it's shorts.
It gets too hot. Like, I could never be a construction guy in the middle of summer. That would burn me down. I'm susceptible to heat exhaustion. I've passed out many times because of it. Let's go work for Hamlet, right? Yeah, I call him George. Usually I call people Bob, but he looks more like a George to me.
He's more of a George.
Yeah. Well, the jungle. It's going well, Neon. Okay, I'm taking nonfiction writing this semester. Absolutely love it. I love nonfiction, I love fiction writing.
Yeah.
I don't mind nonfiction, but I love being creative. I love creating worlds and characters. What?
He's still got his tag on him.
Well, the plastic thing, I tore the other one off.
And you gotta take the plastic off.
For fuck's sakes. You don't care.
I care.
Should I name him Narok? Oh, anywho, so yeah, we're about to get this show started. And most people in my program are novelists, so I'm an oddball. No, I wouldn't say you're an oddball. You just like writing nonfiction. I know a lot of authors that do. So I wouldn't say you're an oddball. Just have a preference.
I fixed him.
Okay. I'm gonna go hang him back up now.
It's good when you like classes. Like, it sucks when you take a class and you're like, I hate everything about this. It sucks.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's a class in college I hated. I loved it. I loved everything. Then again, I'm weird and just love learning new shit. Ouch.
Let's see, it's not
Watch
just,
your foot.
I got nonfiction books, but essays and magazine writing. There's a lot you can do.
With nonfiction?
Oh, yeah, there
Yeah.
is.
Well, I built a career on that. I didn't have to do a lot of essays, but I did a lot of newspaper, magazine articles, blog posts, tutorials, ebooks. I'm trying to think, is there anything else?
No.
Product description for eBay.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I can't claim that because it was all ghostwriting, but yeah, I did a lot
Well,
of...
but you did your own product descriptions for eBay too.
True. Yeah, so my own product descriptions, yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I'm like, why you gotta like act dumb? Just.
Depends on the client. There's some things I can't mention. So
I know.
yeah, there's this guy named Michael who does it for a living. Me too.
Wow, what a coincidence.
Now I don't do too much writing anymore though. Nowadays
No.
it's mostly editing and setting up stuff for other people to write, and then I have to go through and read it. It's not as much fun.
No.
I don't know what you'd do if I told him I just want to write now.
No, he'd freak out.
Yep, he'd probably shed a kitten or two. Probably talked Anna into doing it. She doesn't want to do it.
No.
She would though, because that's who she is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that to her. No, I will continue to do what I do.
And bitch about it all the time.
Yep. I love my job. I say that to myself every morning, every night. Anywho, are you ready to do this?
Yes.
Now that we're like 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes into the show.
Well, but you didn't even try to start the show late because we had to help Dan.
Only like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we spent the last 10 minutes talking about skulls,
Other random stuff.
dragons, and good stuff like that. So, anywho,
Anyway.
we are talking about what makes a good script this time around, and there's only 2 people here, so this is going to be another flop.
Probably.
Nobody likes this topic. I think it's so fun.
I know.
Maybe I should send another message through Discord.
Yeah.
There's only like 4 people that are on Discord, though. And Diana being one of them. Whatever. Let's move on.
So, I think one of the things that makes a good script.
Well, first I want to point out that a good movie or show is quite subjective. Everyone has unique tastes.
Oh yeah, because there's shows that I love that people think are stupid as hell, or hate them, or. Huh? Oh. Oh, I like them.
Oh, there's a lot of shows that we like together though, like Battlestar, Stargate.
I love. Those.
See, now I'm a big fan of Star Trek, but I don't think I've ever dated or been with anybody who was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Star Trek.
You never watch it.
I watch it with you.
I am kind of disappointed in Discovery's writing lately, but
I watch it with you. I just don't. I mean, what do I watch by myself? Honestly. How often do you find me watching stuff?
You playing Solitaire.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean,
Well,
that's
you
the
watched.
thing, is
You watched Eureka.
I did. I managed to finish Eureka. I started Warehouse 13, and Ty fucked up my chi with my flow of what I was doing there, and I haven't gone back.
But anyway, point being is that everybody's going to think certain things are awesome and certain things aren't. Writing is subjective.
Well,
There's a lot of people that hate Stephen King stuff that will read an unknown author from an indie publisher over Stephen King. I know a lot of people that hate Stephen King.
I do not hate Stephen King. I have read some of his stuff. I'm not a big fan of horror, so the stuff that I have read by him is, I'd like to read that one, is not horror. I've read The Green Mile.
Great movie. Michael Duncan did an awesome part.
The book is great too. I've read The Talisman.
Peter Straub.
And I tried to read the second one in that, but
Black House?
Yeah.
I had Black House. Whatever happened to it?
I don't know. Every time I've tried to read it, the book disappears. So apparently I'm not supposed to read The Black House.
I bet it's in storage.
Probably.
I got a lot of stuff in storage still.
Yeah.
The Stand isn't necessarily horror.
I would like to read The Stand.
Favorite book.
I just haven't. But I don't like Pet Sematary. I don't like it.
It was confusing as shit.
I might read Misery just because I love the movie.
Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with a psychopathic.
And I don't know if I'd like the book as much. Just because.
I bet you would, if you love the movie, imagine Kathy Bates in the book.
Okay, that's how I'd have to do it.
It'll take on a whole new meaning because there's a few things in the movie that they changed that are in the book.
So.
Like the hobbling scene. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. I don't think I would like Pet Sematary or Cujo. I don't.
Cujo wasn't bad.
I don't like it.
It was jumped around too much. Yada's right. Read Night Shift. It's on there.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
I'd like to read this one.
Night Shift. Have you ever seen Cat's Eye?
No.
It's an older movie starring a very, very young Drew Barrymore. There's a cat that travels all the way across to save her life. And every time the cat goes into a new area, it's a new story.
So young Drew Barrymore was a Stephen King actress?
Apparently, because she was also a fire starter. But in Cat's Eye, every story in Cat's Eye came out of Night Shift.
Yeah. One of the ones that came out of Night Shift is my favorite TV show.
Children of the Corn?
No. I don't like Children of the Corn either.
Don't eat the corn. What came out of... Oh! No, it didn't come out of Night Shift. Dead Zone was its own book.
Its own book? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was like...
I'm thinking, what fucking show did you used to watch? That was the series. Oh, okay.
I could picture the guy.
Ezra Dack's in it.
Yes. I could picture the guy, and I loved that show.
Yeah. But Christopher Walken was in the Dead Zone movie.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see.
I love Children of the Corn. Yeah.
Okay, so we're way behind.
Have you done any screenwriting?
No, wait, you're way up.
I love Stephen King, even though a lot of his stories poke fun at religion. I still like them.
Let's see.
I love dialogue that drives emotions.
One more from that.
I tend to focus. Will you shut the fuck up? I tend to focus on that rather than the description. It's mostly dialogue instead of detailed descriptions. That's what makes it different from novel writing.
Yeah.
Script writing. When you're writing screenwriting, I did a lot of research for it when I was setting up the video for next month. It is a lot different than writing a book. In a book, you're trying to show through words a scene. In screenwriting, essentially it's all dialogue with, and then the director makes his own judgment calls and the actors. There's a few things like actions and shit that you put in that are prevalent, but if it has absolutely nothing to do with the actual dialogue, then it's all up to the director to decide. So it's completely different. In a lot of ways, I probably think it'd be easier. And the only thing you'd have to the biggest thing you'd have to do with screenwriting would be to make sure that the conversation sounds natural, realistic. That's one of the biggest issues I have with some movies that are out there nowadays. Like last time we talked about Suicide Squad, there was a lot of lines in Suicide Squad that were just, poorly written. I mean, there's no way Will Smith would have said that at a certain point. I mean, his
Well,
character.
that's okay. We talked about, because I just watched
corny as shit.
I just watched Aquaman for the first time.
Oh, there you go.
And there's
Well, it's a DC movie. What do you expect?
I feel like DC's trying too hard.
They're wasting Jason Momoa's talent.
Yeah. I feel like
just put him in a
DC
bikini and a smile, and women will come to watch it.
I feel like DC's trying too hard to catch up with Marvel, and it's making it awkward and
pushing too hard.
Yeah.
Like when they saw what happened with Endgame, like, oh, we got to do our Justice League.
Yeah.
They'll be just as successful.
No, because
there was no build up to
hard. Let's see. Neo says, I took a screenwriting class in undergrad. The story I wrote for my fiction class would have made a better script. Yeah. Yes, it's very different. It's fun to think about the differences in types of writing.
Layer.
One of the things that I think people struggle with is screenwriting as opposed to writing novels that I think would be harder in general is when you're writing a book, you can physically say the emotion. You type out, this person is sad. Like,
She lied unconvincingly.
But in screenwriting, you have to use words to get that actor to portray that the person is sad.
But then people are pushing it, like making it too, I wouldn't say too obvious, but just too bluntly. There's some, I don't know.
But
that's when you use action in screenwriting. Like if I could show Arc Studio has a list of when you enter in an action of all the different things you're supposed to put into it.
Yeah.
Arc Studio is amazing, by the way. I love this app. I can't wait to show it to you guys. But yeah, it's up to the actor to decide.
Yeah.
Just how much emotion to put into it. Then they get hammy overacting that just makes things crap. It's like with the writer's strike, which supposedly came to an end, coming to an end.
Yeah.
So I might be able to watch. The only reason why I bought Max in the first place was Bill Maher and John Oliver. They might be coming back. But I support getting paid what you're worth. And there's some writers out there that aren't worth the same as somebody else. So that's where I'm kind of on the fence about it, because I can see how some of the better writers would be pretty upset about getting screwed by streaming services and AI. Mm-hmm. But some of the writers that write some of the most horrible shit imaginable are on that picket line as well. So I'm kind of conflicted. Let's see, later down the road, I would like to do some more reading and write a screenplay. Sounds right, you're supposed to let the actor do their job. Is it a paid app? It does have it's freemium. You can download it, use it for free, and you can pay to upgrade it, but right now I'm using the free version, and it's done everything I needed it to do, so... If the cool thing about this is going to wind up being an Arc Studio video,
right?
But the cool thing about Arc Studio is that you have a web-based app, and then you also have an installable program onto your computer. So the cool thing about it is that you can have collaborations on the same project. So I could be working on the program part of it on on Arc Studio. You could be using the web app version, and we're collaborating. You'll see all the changes I make instantly, just like you can with Google Docs. That's one of the things I love about it. It's not just cross-browser. It is cross-platform. So no matter what computer the other person is using, you can still collaborate with them regardless of where they are. So
that's awesome.
It is amazing. That's in the free version.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's awesome.
So one of the things better way to, I guess because this little part I just read of the Stephen, to see if there was something I could use an example to explain better. But so when you're reading a book, the reason a book like this, that is this thick,
600 plus.
I don't have page numbers. There we go. $5.99. Yeah.
Ooh.
Um,
God, good.
a book that's that thick would have to convey everything in that book, and I haven't read this one yet. Would have to be to fit it into a movie or something like that. Would have to be like 6 hours.
Yeah. Well, that's why they have to cut up books to be movies. Well, it's like, damn, I can't talk about it. I wanted to bring up a part in Kingmaker.
Yeah, you can't talk about it
because I tried to get the emotional part at the lake.
Yeah.
The lake scene. Because I needed a before thing to it.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think I did that all right?
Yeah. So
I love that book.
The thing
Kingmaker's such an awesome book.
is in a book, it tells you what the character's thinking and how they're feeling and everything like that. Whereas in a story, or they cut a lot of that out because there's no way to properly convey it. You don't know what your character in a movie is thinking, as opposed to, okay, best example I could give is Harry Potter. After the third movie, it feels like they took the cliff notes for Harry Potter, stuck them in a hat, and pulled them out and placed them in random order, and that's how they made the movie. You miss out on a lot of characters in Harry Potter that are in the book, and because you have to condense a story
into an hour and a half
to put it in movie form. So there's a bunch of things in the books for Harry Potter about the house elves. Hermione starts a anti-house elf campaign, and she knits hats for them to try and give them clothes and stuff to set them free. And
that's not in the movie.
No, nothing about the house elves. There's actually a second house elf besides Dobby. Dobby actually plays a huge part in the movies, or in the books. And he only has this tiny little part in the movies. He's actually an integral character to this. Yes. Why does it matter how I say that word?
You said it wrong.
That's the way to say it.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Anyway.
No.
And and so when he dies in the books, it really touches you. Like, it's really devastating, and you're like...
Yeah, and right now in the movies, he's just another red shirt.
Kind of. I mean, so when he dies, you're like, oh, that's sad, but you don't have that emotional connection.
Yeah.
And you lose a lot of that when you cut out. But if they would have tried to continue how they did the first two movies follow the books so well. But the first two books are like this big. The fourth book's like this big. and they just got bigger and longer and more detailed. And
Harry Potter and the Pages of Destiny.
Yeah.
I'm scared to take novel writing next semester, but the good news is that it's taught by my nonfiction professor. I really like her, so that will help.
That'll be good.
I am sure you will do fine with novel writing, Doc. I am taking publishing this term. Awesome.
Oh, fun. That's super fun.
Kind of jealous. I love going to school.
Yeah.
I say instead of trying to condense the book to film stories, just split it into... that's what they did with the last one,
That's
right?
what they did with the final movie.
The
That's
final
what
movie.
they did with
Deathly
the final...
Hallows.
That's what they did with the final book of Twilight also.
Well, look at the original of The Stand. I haven't seen the remake, but in the 93 version, The Stand was
It's like
8 hour... It was an 8-hour miniseries.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like 10 episode miniseries. It's a long... I've sat down and watched that entire thing in a day.
Me too.
It was a long day.
I just don't have any solid ideas for a novel I want to write.
That
I am
happens.
always...
Mike always has ideas.
Yeah, not for me. Like, for me, I have ideas upon ideas upon ideas. I am never at a loss of words when it comes to writing. Like, as soon as I finish Kingmaker, Fury, I already know the next 4 books after that. Plus, I've got a folder full of ideas I want to play with, and I thought of another one for Thieves.
Yeah.
A Thieves' Tale. I was just messing around with outside.
Of course you
when
were.
I was hanging out with my squirrels. I'm never at a loss.
So, what do you think makes a good script?
Emotional connection, I think.
Yeah.
It's like one of my biggest issues with Suicide Squad. Like I don't know why I'm bashing Suicide Squad so much, even though there's plenty of other ones. Okay, let's go with the sequel trilogy to Star Wars.
Okay.
I like it's that emotional connection you get with a character, and you don't get that with characters from the sequel trilogy.
No.
There's no build up for Rey. She was just a Mary Sue, so you don't really give a rat's ass to anything she goes through.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like when they wrote Luke Skywalker's part back in 1977.
Oh yeah, to this day there are still people that like.
Yeah, she will never be at the level of Luke Skywalker because of the writing that was involved with it. You actually gave a rat's ass about Luke.
Yeah.
And Han Solo. But the characters nowadays, you're just like, eh.
I know they don't. I feel like they don't put a lot of effort and you don't have an emotional involvement to a lot of them. That's what. Okay, we brought this up last time we talked about this in Stargate when Daniel Jackson dies. I cry
every time.
Every time. But you know what? He's my friend.
Mm.
I watch that, and you watch him grow, and all of them
built up a good character, and Michael Shanks was a great actor.
Yeah.
So they had good writing and good acting.
Hi, KDC.
It wasn't like I don't know if there's a movie that had good acting or good writing and bad acting.
I'm sure there are, but we probably haven't watched them because we're pretty picky about movies. We watch both of us.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. There's a lot of shit that I watch. There's a lot of like cheesy ass Hallmark movies, cheesy ass Netflix movies that actually have good writing, and the story has potential to be awesome. But you're like, wow,
dripping.
You overacted that a lot, didn't you, honey? And
she was getting paid per scream.
Yeah, like things like that. That I'm like, maybe you should have found a better actor for that. I'll go back to Aquaman. Even if I knew nothing else negative about Amber Heard, that's her name, right?
Yeah.
She is not a good actor. Oh, another one. Snow White and the Huntsman. The chick that plays Bella in Twilight. I can't think of her name. That chick drives me nuts. That movie should have been really good.
So does, Patton?
In
Paxton?
Twilight, yeah.
What is Robert Patton?
Yeah. He's actually good in some of his
I
other
can't.
stuff he did. No, and
I haven't watched the new Batman because he's Batman. I can't see his scrawny, sparkly ass being Batman.
You have never watched anything he's been in because you've never even watched Twilight.
I've seen clips and that's all I care about.
He actually is a good actor, and a lot of the stuff he's done, he really is. You'd have to actually watch something because you haven't even watched Twilight, so you can't even say anything. But
I've watched bits and pieces of Twilight, like the fight scene or when they're playing baseball. I just want to beat them all down with a bat. My God, that was
What is her name?
Anyway,
what is that actress's name?
I don't know.
But she holds her mouth every time, drives me nuts.
She's always stoned.
She just always holds her mouth just kind of open.
She's a mouth breather.
And her teeth are like...
Maybe she thinks it's sexy.
Maybe she does, but it drives me nuts. And so then in Snow White and the Huntsman, it should be a really good story, and it should be... But she's Snow White. Mm. And I can't deal.
Twilight is a meme.
Yeah. I don't care. I like the books. I'm special.
Well, that just proves my point from earlier, that writing is subjective.
Yeah.
What one people love, another person will hate.
But one of the things that I think...
I'm not a fan of Anne Rice.
Of who?
Anne Rice.
Oh, I love Anne Rice.
I'm not a fan.
Love Anne Rice. One of the things I think makes a good script is I can give a really good example from this weekend. So my sister got married this weekend. And I was up there for the wedding. And somehow her wedding went from just this basic wedding to almost being Princess Bride themed.
Oh yeah, because I was making fun of it because I was doing I would have done it.
He did. He did. Luke's brother was the one who officiated. And that's he got up and he's like, "Well, true love," and did part of the speech from Princess Bride. And you know, I get that Princess Bride is a bullshit cult classic movie, and it is my favorite.
I don't think it's bullshit.
So many people do. So many people are like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?" It's one of my favorite movies. But one of the things that makes it such a great movie is, first of all, they had an amazing cast.
Yeah, it was an A-star actor cast.
But they weren't at the time.
Yeah, they were. You had
Carrie
Andre the Giant. Mm-hmm. You had Carrie Ellis.
Yeah.
He was big at the time.
Well, I didn't think he was then.
He was.
I thought that was like the jumping point of his
Billy Crystal, who was huge at the time.
Was, okay.
His wife, I can't remember her name, but
she was shit ton of stuff, and she was
Scrooged.
That's
bitch hit me with a toaster. Talk about good writing. Anyway, the actor that played the bad guy.
I can't think the Sicilian.
The Sicilian, but the
prince.
Yeah, I think so. The main bad guy would be
the six-fingered man or the prince?
No, the prince.
Okay.
He was in a fuck ton of stuff at that time too.
Was he?
Yes, he was.
Oh, I don't.
It was an all-star fucking cast.
But, I mean.
And you don't drive an all-star cast with a shit script. It was a great movie. Fuck you all.
No, I think it's fabulous. But it's things like that when that came out in 1984, I think it came out in 1984.
It's been
last time I googled it. It came out a long fucking time ago.
Even the guy who played the Sicilian.
Uh-huh.
It's Grandnigga Zek.
Yeah.
He's been in a ton of stuff.
He's been in a ton of shit. But that's 40 plus years ago. 40 years ago that movie came out.
Yeah.
And to this day, people, not even people that are my age that grew up with it, will quote that movie. Mm-hmm. Love it.
A big part of it is because it didn't rely on special effects.
Oh,
it was all practical.
Yeah. And
so movies like that will transcend time, unlike Labyrinth, where my daughter will point out that it was a green screen.
Bitch. Hey, but Labyrinth is still one of my favorite movies.
But Princess Bride had a great script to it.
Yeah.
It was purposely corny from the book perspective.
It had Fred Savage and Columbo. I don't know that actor's name.
I don't know him either.
But he was Columbo.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was an all-star cast. I don't hate Twilight. I just know there's so many memes after the movie. Yeah. I'm sorry, vampires do not sparkle in the sunlight. I don't give a fuck how crazy they are. That was probably one of the best lines out of that movie. Okay, so that was from Dusk Till Dawn. And it was at the end when George Clooney comes out and he was talking to Cheech Marin's character. And he was like, what were they, psychos? Psychos? Psychos do not explode when sunlight hits them. I don't give a fuck how crazy they are.
That's another fabulous movie that, again...
I like Quentin Tarantino, though.
Yeah. And, okay, he is a phenomenal Quentin Tarantino. His movies are phenomenal and memorable.
Yeah. It's not like with M. Night Shyamalan, you have plot twists. He writes them in, and some of the plot twists are like...
Stupid.
Like, what the
It's fucking
fuck?
Stupid.
Like
I don't like any of his movies.
The Happening. It was the trees the whole time. Spoiler alert. That is dumb.
I don't like any of his movies. I haven't seen a single one of his movies that I've liked.
And Marky Mark's part in that was... His acting was horrible in that one. Like, I liked him in some movies, but Mark Wahlberg he's an okay actor. It depends on the script. Yeah. The Happening sucked. His acting in that was bad. But I think that was more of a direction. I think that was the director's fault.
Yeah.
That was way beyond or way below his level. And so I think that was M. Night Shyamalan pushing him to do shit that he knew was dumb.
Yeah, I can't think of a single movie.
What you do for a paycheck?
That he's done that I've liked.
I liked Transformers.
He did Transformers?
Yeah, he did the one with Lockdown.
I haven't seen it.
Oh. Okay, well. He wasn't bad in that. There were some lines
I only watched the Michael Bay ones.
Well, they pointed out the Romeo and Juliet law, that was kind of...
What?
Oh, you gotta see it.
Okay. But, I mean, I think a good script is a movie that you want to watch more than once.
Yeah.
That gives you lines you're gonna quote. That
it gives you emotional connection to the characters.
We just watched all 4 Lethal Weapons.
Oh yeah.
Because.
And I know that Mel Gibson has lost his fucking mind, but he's still a great actor.
He really. When he was in his prime acting, he did some phenomenal movies.
I love all of the Lethal Weapon movies. Maverick was another one that I quote a lot from.
Yeah. Love that movie.
I've never got to see What Women Want, but it looked like a pretty good...
It's cute. It's really cute.
And so, yeah, I'm not going to discredit the man because he's an anti-Semite. Or that he's gone off the rails a few times. Who the fuck hasn't? Fuck, I go off the rails every Monday. But the job he did in Lethal Weapon, you care about Martin Riggs. Yeah. And you care about Murtaugh. And their family. And it just... The writers for that they knew what they were doing. They made a connection.
So, I don't know if anybody notices this, but most of the movies that we're talking about, they're like great movies, tend to be 80s movies.
That's because they don't make nothing but shit nowadays. But you cared about Martin Riggs losing his wife in the first one.
Yeah. You
cared about when Bucket killed, if he finds out that the South Africans were responsible for killing his wife and his new girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it just... You had that connection going.
You care about at the end of the movie when he gives that bullet. Well, he gives the bullet.
The first one.
Christmas
it says, "I don't need this anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a.
Right.
That gets me every time. Because he doesn't need to. He's not going to use it. He tells his daughter that he'll understand.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that is awesome.
Exactly, and it's subtle. One of the lines that Mike and I quote, and it's stupid because most people I don't think would remember it, but all the time will be like, "Grab the cat."
Oh, grab the cat.
And it's just so stupid. Like, it's from the beginning of 2? 3.
Yeah, 3.
Beginning of 3.
Yeah, that's when they blow up the building. God, there's a lot of great lines that I still use today. Like, they'll fuck you at the drive-thru because they know you'll be miles away before you realize you've been fucked. I watched Twilight, but I don't remember a single thing that happened in the movie. It wasn't a very good script.
Oh, now KDC's trying to set you off.
Star Wars is a good movie. Final Fantasy is a good game. See, now he's trying to push my button.
I know, that's what I said. He's trying to.
I'm not going to fall for it.
Star Wars is a great movie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. 7, 8, and 9.
I haven't seen 7, 8, and 9. I would argue that 1, 2, and 3 are not great.
No, for episodes,
they're good.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3 were, especially episode 1. Episode 1 reminded me more of a violent Muppet movie. It just, Jar Jar Binks, I just wanted to stab in the throat.
Loves him.
Everybody hates him.
Annika loves him.
I love the memes on the internet for Darth Jar Jar.
Yeah. But
Michael's favorite fruit is apple. See, now
I know.
Like, come on, we can get him.
I feel like they weren't bad.
No,
the first 3. Like,
I enjoyed the third one.
Now 3, 4, and that's what it is. 4, 5, and 6.
Luke
right?
Skywalker, yeah.
Are the Luke. Yeah. Those were phenomenal.
Yeah, classics.
They were very well written. They were very well directed. They were
great. Yeah, they had great actors. Harrison Ford was like Han Solo. It's
Now, again, 1, 2, and 3 are not bad movies. They're just not to the caliber that we wanted. I remember when they came out.
Well,
and we went and saw those.
That was when Hayden Christensen was pretty young, so his acting was kind of crap anyway.
Yeah, but we went and saw those in the theater.
Bad, but it wasn't.
Did I see them with you?
Yes, they were putting. They were putting him with Ewan McGregor and Qui-Gon. Oh, that was the first one though. Never mind.
Yeah.
In the second one, it was Ewan McGregor, and and then you had Samuel L. Jackson in there. His parts weren't very long, but he's still Mace Windu, iconic, badass motherfucker.
But they just, I remember when I went to see them, and I was so excited because I love the original 3 movies that came out.
Yeah.
And so I had such high hopes with the new graphics and the new special effects and all that stuff they could do to really make it.
Yoda with a lightsaber was awesome.
Yes, it was. And I feel like they weren't quite up to what they should have been.
No, I agree with that.
And that's what I've heard about the last 3. The last 3 are very disappointing, but I haven't seen them.
They weren't even on the same level as 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking sub-basement levels here. And I don't care what people say. I like Ahsoka. The writing for Ahsoka has been good so far. I think they should have made her a little bit more emotional. But she, like in the first few episodes, she's the great stone face.
Yeah.
But in the cartoons, she was very emotional. So it was weird to see the switch there. I wasn't really happy about it. Rosario Dawson's an incredible actress, so I think they were wasting her at first. But the last few episodes have been
good,
much better.
So, I had something to say about that. It just got derailed. I don't know.
Like a train in Ohio.
Jeez.
I'm gonna beat that like a dead horse.
I think you have.
What, too soon?
No. I really think a good movie, and there's
going down like a Malaysian flight.
There's a ton of really good movies out there, but there are a ton of shit too.
Oh yeah.
But some of the movies that I think are awful, and I can give an example of one that both you and I think are horrible.
Freeway?
People love. That was a horrible movie. You're right. That 100% hands down was a horrible fucking movie.
I don't even know if that was a script or a directing problem. That was just
a bad fucking movie.
The only movie
had,
that Kiefer Sutherland was in that I completely hate.
And it had great actors and actresses in it.
But not a great script.
Oh, it was so bad. No. A movie that both you and I hate, that people love, was the second Bourne movie.
Oh, well, actually, all the Bourne movies after that was doing that shaky cam.
I haven't watched them.
I get motion sickness, and so I have the fucking, like in the second one, it was the fight scenes were so fucked up with the shaky cam thing that you couldn't tell what was going on. And so I'm like, I want to see the fucking action. I don't want to see like you're inside his fucking head. I'm not inside his head. I'm watching it.
Yeah. But that's a movie that both you and I don't like, that so many people love. So many people like it a lot. And
yeah, I don't like them. It's the shakiness. It makes me sick to my stomach. It was giving me a headache when we were in the theater.
Yeah. It made me nauseous.
It gave me a headache.
I mean, I was pregnant with Airbus at the time, so lots of things made me nauseous, but I get motion sick so bad anyway.
Yeah. I was just never...
And I've never watched any of them after that.
Nope.
There's like 5 fucking movies. I've seen the first one, and I enjoyed the first one. Yeah. And I won't watch any of the rest.
And I like... what's his name? The actor. Hangs out with...
Matt Damon?
Matt Damon. I was going to say he hangs out with Ben Stiller all the time. That's completely wrong, Ben.
Yeah.
Do you know who Ben Stiller is?
Yes, I know who Ben Stiller is. He's in Mystery Man.
Bueller. Oh no, that's Ben Stein.
Yeah. Oh, you were wrong.
It's not often that I'm wrong. You're right. Ben Stiller is Mystery Man.
Uh-huh.
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
The
Zoolander. I have no intention of watching that all the way through.
No.
I do like the scene with him and...
Isn't he in Dodgeball too?
Yeah. Yeah. David Duchovny at the end, where he's telling him the plot. But Ben Stiller forgot his line, so he improvised. So what does that have to do with me? And he just, right after he explained it, why it had to do with him, I just explained it to him. And the way, this is great acting right here. Ben Stiller forgot his line, repeated the one before because it would be what his character would say, They kept the film running, and David Duchovny, without missing a beat, followed along with it and treated him like a dumbass.
Right.
That is a great actor. When you can improv off each other and without skipping a beat.
Mm-hmm.
That's some amazing shit there.
Reading the rest of your things.
It's already almost over. So
I know.
I make all these good points. No one's even again. No one talks about their favorite movies. Okay, so what do you feel about the movies about the Oscars? That's one thing I wanted to ask. Like with the Oscars, when they show the Oscars, it seems more like passion projects that are relatable to the social element and not for entertainment.
You know what's funny? Most movies that have won Oscars, I don't like them. Most award-winning movies are the movies that I'm like, I've never even heard of this shit. Or, why did somebody like that enough to nominate it for a movie? Or why...
Now, there have been some dramas that were nominated that I liked back in the day, but nowadays it just...
I don't even follow
it seems like it's more lip
anymore.
service than anything. The Indiana Jones movie, though. Are you talking about the first three or the last two? Because the first three were amazing.
Yeah.
The last two were...
Last two. What's the last two? I like the Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull and
Crystal Skull.
The most recent one that everybody hates.
Everybody hates it so bad. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
The movie Teeth. I have not.
That sounds like something that would be on Sci-Fi original series.
No.
The Sci-Fi original.
Yeah, I don't know what that one is.
I don't either. The Indiana Jones movies. I adore the first three. Indiana Jones is who got me into archaeology back when I was a kid. In fact, I had a fedora, I had a whip, I had the brown pants, and a brown leather bomber jacket.
As a matter of fact, Mike's main character when we play EverQuest
is dressed like Indiana Jones.
Yes.
I have a whip and a fedora on, and I try to get his colors to look as close to Indiana Jones as I could. So he's a Kara, so he's a tiger man type person, but I'm dressed like Indiana Jones.
Yep.
With a whip.
Let's see. It's an indie horror comedy film about purity culture. You want to know what my favorite horror movie is?
You don't have any horror movies.
I do. It's a good one. It's a good one that most people fucking hate.
What?
13 Ghosts.
Oh, okay.
I love 13 Ghosts.
I thought 13 Ghosts was awesome.
Coming up on Halloween, that is my favorite horror movie.
I would like to watch that, actually.
It's so good. I love that movie.
Do you know they're making a series?
I heard that. I heard that.
I'm hoping they don't fuck it up.
They're going to fuck it up. Because every time they take a good movie...
The ghosts are going to be called Them They. Sorry.
Well, that's... Okay, see, Neo says I have movies I like, but to pick a favorite... I don't think I could pick a favorite movie. I can pick, like, a favorite horror movie, because I'm not a huge fan, so I don't have a lot of horror movies I like. But I would have to say 13 Ghosts is my favorite. 13
Ghosts is up there. Saw 2, I love the plot to Saw 2. The whole storyline was amazing. I didn't really like the other ones. They weren't bad. But Saw 2 was the one that did it for me.
I've actually never watched Saw. It's one that you were supposed to watch with me.
Yeah.
I would like to watch it. I've never seen them though.
Saw 1 is a decent introduction, but Saw 2, the plot to it was just...
Was it amazing?
Oh god, yeah. It was so cool. And I'm not a big hack and slash, mindless violence type of person. I love horror movies with an actual plot to it.
Yeah.
I do like some classics like Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, but that's because I'm a Bruce Campbell fan.
Those aren't really horror movies.
The first one was. Evil Dead, when it first came out, was horror, right up there with Halloween. Evil Dead 2 had a bit more of a comedic factor to it, and then Army of Darkness after that was...
a complete spoof of itself.
But hey, it's Ash.
Yeah.
Housewares. Yoshi bitch.
So I don't think I could pick... I don't even know if I could pick a favorite movie of each genre.
I don't know if I can either. Like, Army of Darkness is definitely, like, one of my all-time favorites. But then there are times where, I could groove on Men in Black. Indiana Jones. The original Star Wars trilogy.
It would depend
I love Iron Man 2.
It would depend on when you ask me what my top 5 would even be.
Yeah.
Like, my top 5 changes.
As soon as I saw that, I was thinking, Chuck and Larry. There's another one.
I love Chuck and Larry. I almost watched it the other day.
TV shows, Chuck and Criminal Minds at the moment.
I like Criminal Minds. It's good. I don't know what Chuck is.
I've heard of it, but I don't remember
I have
it.
to. My favorite...
So she's into killing people. That's a red flag. Oh, do you know that? I watched that recently on a YouTube short. A red flag for women is if they watch too much real crime.
You know that almost
Murder
every
mysteries.
woman watches murder mysteries and real
flag.
crime.
Like,
So apparently it's just a red flag in
you're
general.
a walking red flag. Women are just a walking red flag. You don't have to even tie movies in it.
I don't have any current shows that I watch and like.
I do like some of... Okay, so with Discovery, it seems like it should be called Star Trek Burnham. Because it's all centered around one fucking character. It's not like with The Next Generation where everybody had their own shows and shit. The entire series evolves around this one chick. And you care more about what happens to her. Now, there's been times in Discovery where my eyes welled up because of the writing with it. You really feel for this Michael Burnham.
Yeah.
But... that's all it is. There's very little touching of anything else. And so it's kind of disappointing. It's not like with Deep Space Nine, where everybody had, like, for 2 seasons, it seemed like O'Brien was the head figure for everything.
Yeah. And it kind of switches through and you're involved with all the characters. And you're, I think TV shows currently would be mostly Netflix originals. I love The Witcher, but I've only watched the first 2 seasons.
Have we even started the second?
I don't know, we're behind. So I gotta tell you what I learned about The Witcher. You know how Ty was like, this new actor's not... This newest season that came out is still... I just lost his name. It's not... Yeah, it's not the new actor yet.
Yeah.
So Ty was all bitching about how it's not Witcher, it's not him. And I was like, wait...
This is Henry Cavill.
It is. I haven't told him that yet, but I was laughing.
I would have.
Because he was like, he's just not as good as Henry Cavill. And I'm like, wait. So I was reading something about the new Witcher season that I haven't.
I've seen the actor that got to replace him and dressed up as a Witcher.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do too bad looks-wise.
He's not Henry Cavill.
He's not Henry Cavill.
But it's funny because that season hasn't come out yet. This last season that just came out, that I binge watched and was like, oh, he's just not as good, is Henry Cavill. So.
You gotta call that shit out when you come across it.
Well, I didn't know when he was watching it. It wasn't until I learned that just recently.
I would have dropped like a bomb right in his lap.
But
by the way, Sparky.
I've never been a huge TV watcher. So.
Well, there's.
I can't tell you the last movie I went and saw in the theater. I was disappointed that I spent the money to go see it in the theater. So I love the first 2 My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yeah, you told me
movies.
this already.
They're funny and they're cute and they're... This third one, it wasn't bad. I could have waited for it to come out on DVD or on streaming, you know. I'm old, I just said DVD. Nobody buys DVDs anymore.
Right? I still have burnable CDs. I have a DVD-RW drive. I think I've used my CD-ROM on my computer like twice. Once to install Windows and then something else.
Yeah. But my
mom watches criminal shows all the time. I'm telling you, never trust a woman who watches criminal shows.
Every woman watches criminal shows.
Never trust a woman.
There you go. Don't think I couldn't dispose of your body.
Yeah, they're taking lessons. But the movie I wish she never watched was Get Out.
I don't know what that movie is.
Isn't that dance one?
No.
Get It. Oh, I'm thinking of Bring It On.
Yeah.
I don't know what Get Out is.
Hand me your phone. I didn't bring mine with me.
Get Out. Reminds me of a line from, I think it was Delirious, Eddie Murphy. Talking about walking into a haunted house. So maybe this is nice. Get out. Okay, we're getting out of here. I fucked that joke up, but watch Delirious if you haven't yet. Eddie Murphy's awesome. he was my hero for the longest time, and I was like 8.
Right? I'm sure he was.
Him, and I was raised with Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, Sam Kinison, like some of the most raunchy ass people. They influenced how I grew up.
It was so crazy. I was talking to somebody the other day who was quoting George Carlin, and he's like, "Oh, he was amazing. Do you know who that is?" And I went,
Bitch, please.
"Bitch, please." So that was exactly my response. I was like, "Do I know who that?" And they were saying that like not many people get it when I quote it, and I was like,
Motherfucker, I used to watch his series that he had on television. Do you know he had a TV series?
"No."
Only lasted like 8 episodes, but we watched every one of them. I will have to get back to you about my favorite movies. See, man, the audience is lame. Trying to involve you guys in a conversation, and no one's biting except for KTC. He's talking about his mom's favorite movie of Get Out.
You know, one of the favorite movies I like, Saving Grace.
But why?
Why? Because it amused the shit out of me.
Great writing.
It was great writing.
I did. We did our.
You did it for psychology?
We did our psych eval in psychology for college on Saving Grace.
If nobody knows what that movie is, it's phenomenal.
Nope. Okay. I know. Diana's talking, but she hasn't really. Okay, she did come up with teeth. Okay.
Saving Grace is about this
little old lady who has to pay her bills if she winds up growing weed in her greenhouse.
Yep, selling pot.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Oh, another example of great writing that I think anyway is the Cornetto series.
Oh yes.
Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and World's End.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz is my favorite.
Yeah, out of the 3, Hot Fuzz is definitely my favorite. Then it would be a very, very close Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah,
because
I love Shaun of the Dead too. At World's End is meh. It's okay.
World's End was awesome, and like the plot changed. There was a plot twist like you wouldn't fucking believe in the 3rd act.
He says no because I have to sit down and think about it. Right? I don't know that I'm telling you. I could be like, oh, this is my favorite movie. Oh, no, wait, this one is. No, wait, this was.
How about not worrying about favorite movies, but what about movies that impacted you because of the script? A movie that will bring tears to my eyes every time because of the writing to it would be Steel Magnolias.
I was going to say Steel Magnolias hurts my feelings.
That one gets me every time when her daughter dies.
Okay, here's one for you that I cannot watch
Spoiler
or
alert.
read. Oh, please, if you haven't seen Steel Magnolias. Yeah. Here's one that I can't watch or read, and not because it's bad, but because it hurts me in my soul. Where the Red Fern Grows. I cannot
I remember my
watch
teacher
or read that book or movie.
My 3rd grade teacher was reading to us one year, and she couldn't get through it. She was bawling.
Yeah. I started crying when Donovan was reading it. He was sitting in the seat next to me.
Yeah.
I was driving him to or from school, and he's sitting there reading the book, and he got to that part, and he starts crying, and I look over at him, and I knew exactly where he was, and I just started bawling too. I was like, don't even talk about it. I can't do it. I had clients that was their favorite movie to watch, and I couldn't stay in the room with them.
Old Yeller was another one that...
Old Yeller is...
Old Yeller got my stepdad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I could see that.
But yeah, there's movies out there that will tap me every
Here's
time.
a movie.
I didn't cry at Where the Red Fern Grows.
No? It hurts me in my soul.
I did get emotional from it, but I didn't bawl. Recently, I've kind of got 3 episodes of Discovery.
Yeah.
And not like sobbing, boohooing like a 9-year-old girl, but I just tear up and like, oh, that is so touching. Oh.
I cry at I Am Legend.
I don't think I've seen the whole thing all the way through.
You've seen it?
Only the very beginning of it. I've never seen Legend. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Legend.
No, I Am Legend.
Okay.
Where
he has to kill his dog.
When he has to kill a dog. And then he's there by himself.
I think that is a universal thing. If anybody sees anything happening to a dog, they break down. They don't care. They can see kids veering off in a school bus into a wood chipper. Don't fuck with a puppy.
Right. But did the dog live?
Yeah. My favorite movie in
Untouchables?
Yeah, it's got to be Untouchables. Intouchables.
It's a French movie.
I bet. Did your sugar mama introduce you to it?
Don't start.
I can think of a few lines for that. Untouchables.
That's a good movie.
About the mob.
Yeah.
1920s. Al Capone. Good movie, and it was a decent series. And you don't see that a lot. Sometimes they'll make a series off of a movie that doesn't really pan out nearly as well as a movie. There have been a few instances. Untouchables is one. Stargate being another.
Stargate was... I almost like the Stargate series.
You like the Dead Zone. I kind of liked it.
I liked it a lot.
It wasn't as good as the movie, I don't think.
I never saw the movie. I just like the...
But then I'm a Christopher Walken fan. So.
I love Christopher Walken, so...
You do it again. I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
You want to know a movie that I recently watched that I had no desire to watch, but ended up watching it while I was getting my tattoo? The newest Joe Dirt movie.
Oh, I haven't seen the newest one.
I didn't get to watch the whole movie because people were talking and everything like that. Okay, so I never wanted to watch the first one, but somebody...
How did we watch that?
I don't even know how we ended up watching this fucking movie. But we watched it, and I was like, well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
You're my sister.
It wasn't as bad. But the second Joe Dirt movie, I actually kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was stupid, like you expect, but...
There's a lot of movies that are dumb, but dumb to a point where they're actually entertaining because they are dumb. Like, a lot of people like Dumb and Dumber because of that. I hate Dumb and Dumber.
I
like Jim Carrey, but I hated Dumb and Dumber like you wouldn't fucking believe. I want to hit them all with a brick.
I've never even watched that whole movie. I've seen part of it. I hated it.
If I could ever sit down and have a cup of coffee with Jim Carrey, I'd ask him why. What the hell were you thinking? It was a paycheck. No, the movie is called Intouchables. It's a true story. I just haven't seen a lot of good movies lately.
I haven't either. That's one of the things we're talking about.
Like, not just movies lately. I'm talking about what kind of scripts get you in the feels regardless of timeline. Like, a lot of the movies we've been talking about came out in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
What have we talked about that came out early 2000s? Everything's been
I'm
80s
about to
and
bring
90s.
up The Matrix.
Oh.
Sam used to get so pissed off when we were together because I would quote Agent Smith all the fucking time.
I didn't... Yeah.
Mr. Anderson, I'm going to enjoy watching you die, Mr. Anderson.
It wasn't the quoting, it was the fact that you'd watch it. Constantly.
I was a big fan of Matrix.
Constantly would watch that fucking movie. I'm like, can we watch something else?
I just like Agent Smith. It is purpose that created us. Purpose that binds us. That drives us.
Didn't that come out in the 90s?
No. Matrix. The first Matrix came out in 2001.
Oh, okay.
I just haven't seen a lot of... Okay, I just read that. But yeah. Lord of the Rings, all three. Big Fish. Ooh. Both of those are good. I like Big Fish.
I like Big Fish.
Lord of the Rings, all three of them. The first ones.
They did such an amazing job.
That was
Lord
Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson, when he did Lord of the Rings, was amazing. Then they did The Hobbit, and then after that, Amazon jacked it up.
Yeah. I started to watch The Hobbit.
Katie, see those Matrix too.
I started to watch The Hobbit, which, okay, so it's really funny. In a fantasy writing class, or a fantasy reading class that I took for an English credit in high school, we were supposed to read The Hobbit.
We did.
I hated everything about that fucking book.
I love The Hobbit.
I have since read it and I enjoyed it, but in high school, it was so slow.
See, we didn't just read the book. We watched the cartoon. You know, have you ever seen the '70s cartoon?
I have not. Sounds like it'd be awesome.
It was. It followed the book fairly close.
So,
but it's we did both. We read the book and watched the cartoon.
High school me really could not handle that book. I honestly hated everything about it. So when Lord of the Rings came out, the movie series, I was like, I don't want to watch this shit. And then you're like, how have you never seen this? You gotta watch it when we were first dating. And I was like, okay.
I think it was when the first one came out, right?
No, it was when the second one, because I hadn't
Two
seen
Towers?
the first one. I don't know when they came out, what year they came out.
I can't remember either. The Two Towers, I think, is my favorite. I don't know, because I liked it when he came with the undead army at the end. That was pretty sweet.
Because the first time I watched them, we sat down and watched all three.
And Agent Smith's in that too.
Okay, so the first one came out in 2001.
Okay.
So yeah, I wouldn't. 2001, 2002, 2003. We didn't get together until middle of 2003.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to watch them because I hated The Hobbit so bad.
I ruined Sam for a lot of things. A lot of this, I hate this and I hate that.
I know.
And I just ruined it for you.
So true.
I'm such a bad influence.
Yes. But, so
Room for one more.
Mike was like, he's like, how have you never seen these? We gotta watch them. And it was when we were first dating. So, you know, when you're first dating somebody and you're like, okay.
Yeah, you go to see the most pinkest movie in the world, and they
Right?
promise to watch a horror movie with you, and they never do. And now you're no longer together, and you can't hold her to it.
But I was like, okay, I'll watch them with you. And we sat down and watched them, and I loved them so much.
Yeah. Well,
And then when the
they were
Hobbit
great
movies came out, I haven't actually, what I've seen of the Hobbit movies, so good.
I've heard that The Hobbit's really good.
I really would like to watch it. It's just something I haven't had the opportunity to do.
Yesterday I dressed so fancy, my best friend said I looked like I came from the Matrix to snatch his girl.
Awesome.
Telling you. It's everywhere.
Gollum is my favorite character.
Has a future. The other does not. I killed you, Mr. Anderson. I watched you die.
This is what used to irritate me because he will quote
Satisfaction, I might
that,
add.
say
But
all.
then something happened. Something I knew impossible, but it happened anyway. You destroyed me, Mr. Anderson.
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
I could do that whole scene.
Yes, he
Gollum.
really can.
Gollum is my favorite character. I love his riddles.
I like Gollum.
My precious.
But
He's essentially me now too.
yes, he is totally
Everything's a
mean.
fucking precious. But yeah. So yeah. What is there anything else that you guys can think of that really touched you in the feels? I don't know where I was going with that.
Really?
Wherever, yeah.
War games, I
Depends on
loved
what.
the original war games.
Do you want to play a game?
You have cat
Hair.
hair.
Yes, grab it. Thank you. Yeah.
The original war
That was
games,
Matthew Broderick, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I loved that movie so much when I was young.
Yeah.
You know what else? Other movie I loved when I was young that I've watched. I have two movies that when I was young I thought these were like the best movies ever.
Labyrinth.
One, Flight of the Navigator.
Oh, see you later, Navigator. Yep, that's one of my favorites.
And I've watched it since and I'm like, oh, that's cute. Like, it's still a good movie.
But it doesn't have the impact it once had when you were 8.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The other movie that I loved so much as a child.
The Monster Squad.
I don't know what that one is.
Yep, another one of those Goonies type movies
Yeah.
where it's amazing when you're 8, but then when you get to your 40s and approaching 50s, you're thinking to yourself, kids would like it.
So, the other movie that I watched that now I've seen it as an adult, that I'm like, who the fuck let me watch this movie? Is Howard the Duck. I thought that was the best movie when I was
There's some
young.
dirty parts in Howard the Duck.
I
You watch
know.
it. She makes that. It taps into bestiality.
I know. I didn't remember that part from being young. I just thought it was an amazing movie. And then Jerry rented it for me and Nick when I was like 18.
Yeah.
and he rented it for us to watch. I was like, oh, I remember. And he's like, oh yeah, and I'm watching it, and both Nick and I are like, what is this shit?
So okay, Inspector Gadget. And all I can think is,
No.
okay, we're trying to break down movies that touched us on an emotional level that make a good script, and you bring up Inspector Gadget.
I hate the Inspector Gadget movies.
I like the cartoon.
I loved the cartoon. Like that was one of my top favorite cartoons. And so when the movie came out, I'm like, this is stupid shit. The fuck is this? Kind of like the Smurf movies. I loved the Smurf cartoons. The Smurf movies are fucking stupid. Yeah. Stop making real life movies from cartoons of my childhood because you fuck them up.
Video games, or I haven't seen a proper adaptation. Do you know Mattel is coming up with its own Mattel cinematic universe?
Ew, please don't.
Yep. Because of the success of Barbie, they're like planning out all kinds of
they're gonna fuck shit up. Why?
movies from games and toys.
Oh. Ooh, Benjamin Button and The Notebook are phenomenal movies.
I've never seen Benjamin Button, but I love The Notebook.
Do you love The Notebook?
I do. There's some chick flicks I like. Still Magnolias and The Notebook rank up there for me.
Anything Nicholas Sparks, I have a love-hate relationship with. I watched Dear John the other day when I was watching movies. Nicholas Sparks is a phenomenal writer, and they do such a good job turning his books into movies. But the problem is everything is sad in his books. Like, he builds this great relationship and this great...
Yeah, I guess it wasn't really a happy movie.
And,
don't get me started on that one. Oh. Okay, go ahead, finish your...
And he does such a great job of getting you emotionally involved with the characters. And it translates so well into the movies. Yeah. That I watched Dear John the other day, and I can't remember, was Annika or Erbeth come out, and I'm just like bawling, and the movie's on, and they're like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "It's a Nicholas Sparks movie," and whichever one was like, "Oh, okay, you'll be all right."
I think I'm just a big fan of Sandra Bullock. I love Practical Magic.
I love Practical Magic. That's a good movie though.
Yeah. Avatar: The Last Airbender was a trash movie too. Yes, it was, and that is unanimous.
Don't even get me started. That one pisses me off. Especially because we watched.
He tried to cram the entire book into one fucking movie.
Especially because we were avid watchers
of the original, the anime.
The anime.
We were big, huge fans of it, and my daughter was fucking livid. And this was a little 9-year-old girl getting extremely livid.
So mad
because they cut out the Kyoshi Warriors, which was her favorite characters in the book.
Because she just wanted to be a Kyoshi Warrior. That was her goal in life, is she wanted to be a Kyoshi Warrior.
But there was no hide nor hair of Kyoshi Warriors in that movie, and Erebeth lost her fucking mind. She was mad. So yeah. M. Night Shyamalan screwed that up. I think he would have...
Like I said, there's nothing he's done that I'm liked.
If he would have broken up each one into 3 movies, like a 9-movie set, like they did with Star Wars, that would have gave him 3 movies to cover everything that was in book 1, and that would have been perfect. He could have included all the shit that everybody loved, but no, he cut out a bunch of shit, made it stupid, and then everybody was pissed off about it.
Yeah, because at that time... everybody loved, and it should have been a huge money-making franchise. Oh, yeah. Because everybody was super into Avatar.
A live-action Avatar, if it was done right with proper script writing, should have made bank.
Let's see. Katie C says, I watched The Notebook when I was like 5. I remember my mom crying like a baby. Yeah. Doc says, I feel like the only female who doesn't like The Notebook. I remember thinking the movie was dumb. I mean, that's the whole thing, is it depends on perspective.
The point that I made at the very beginning of the show was that good writing is subjective. Yeah. Not everybody's going to like the same stuff. That's why I wanted to ask what were movies that impacted you the most, if it's in a script, because we're all different.
Yeah.
Like, I am impacted by, like, I am a big fan of sci-fi and fantasy. That's what I write mostly. I have written everything you can possibly think of, but I usually gravitate towards dark fantasy and horror and sci-fi.
Well, I mean, there's been movies that Mike and I have watched together that like really affect me, and he'll be like, "Are you crying?"
Every time Daniel Jackson dies.
Well, no, but I mean, you also think that's sad. It's not like worth bawling
It's
over,
not.
but
Yeah, it's sad, but I'm not grabbing a box of
No.
tissues over it.
but there
Because I know he's going to be back in 5 episodes.
There's it's longer than 5 episodes.
It's
We've
a
almost
season.
gone a full season.
It's almost full season.
But there have been movies that Mike and I have been watching that Mike's like, it's okay, and I'm like, it's so sad.
Are you crying? That's another good movie.
Yes, it
another
is.
good script writing too. I haven't seen the new the series.
I haven't either. I've
I
heard
have
it's
no
good,
I have no
but
intention of watching
I
it.
don't either. I like the movie.
From what I've seen of what they've done to the series, there's no way that wouldn't happen in 1940s America.
Yeah.
So I have no interest in watching it. But the movie, A League of Their Own, was fucking amazing.
Ooh. Okay, Phantom of the Opera.
I haven't seen it yet. I really want to.
I love everything about Phantom. I love the music.
I really want to.
And the movie is great. Annika wants to watch it really bad.
Probably one of the things that have got me the most recently in the past 6 months has got to be Hamilton.
I loved Hamilton.
That, at the end of that, it was just, it shook me to the core.
Yeah.
It was just amazing.
I enjoyed it a lot.
I would have loved to have seen that live.
I would love to go see
But
Hamilton.
it was just the way they did it. I mean, the story at the end, it just, it fucked my shit up, but in a good way.
Yeah. Nia says, this one is cheesy, I know, but Tuck Everlasting. I've heard Tuck Everlasting is a really good movie, but I've never seen it. Casey says, my favorite Avatar Last Airbender episode was the one where they get... Oh, I love that one. Everybody quotes it all the time.
Cactus juice. Yeah.
She quotes that episode a lot.
I love the Phantom of the Opera play. I haven't. See, I really want to see.
The movie's good. Again, I love Phantom. Everything about it. And I love the movie with, what is his name? Gerard Butler?
Are you sure that was Phantom and not Les Mis?
Oh, maybe it was, I love the Les Mis too. No, who is?
Les Miserables.
Now I'm going to have to look. I swear that he was Phantom too, but maybe...
The original Jane Austen movie made me cry too. There are so many remakes of that movie, but you need to see the original.
I've never watched any of them.
Jane Austen was the chimp woman, right? The apes?
No.
Who's
Pride
Jane
and
Austen?
Prejudice, Jane Eyre, Jane Austen's an author who wrote Pride and Prejudice, and...
I guess not then. Who the hell am I thinking of then?
Jane Goodall.
There you go, Jane Goodall. Good job. I knew it was a Jane.
No, Gerard Butler plays Phantom.
In Phantom?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it, so I don't know, but
Yeah.
I know that they did there's an all-star cast for Les Mis, so.
Yeah.
I like my favorite Gerard Butler movie. This is Sparta! My favorite, oh my god. So my daughter, when she was like 3.
She was little.
She was still in diapers. So she was younger than that. And Sam's little boy, Donovan, was sitting on the floor watching something. I can't remember what. And my little girl walks up to him, right up to his back and says, "This is Sparta!" And kicks him hard.
Sparta kicks him
in the back. Ugh.
Yeah, she had to be about 3 because she was talking well enough.
Yeah, it was clear. She was Sparta kicking him into the hole. It caught him off guard, so it was even better. It's just, yeah. I about pissed my pants laughing. Yep, I let my daughters watch all kinds of shit. Erebeth used to watch horror movies with me. She watched The Ring.
Yeah.
We laughed mostly through it because we watched a scary movie beforehand. So all the scenes that were supposed to be scary, we just thought of a scary movie and laughed.
Right.
So it kind of sucks the fun out of it. I mean, Jane
Eyre.
Jane Eyre, the female lead was only 16 in Phantom.
Yeah, she was young.
Well, nowadays, people would call him a pedophile.
Probably.
Cancel it! Cancel it! Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm just seeing her kick the heck out.
Oh, it was funny as hell.
She put a lot of force behind it too. And Annika was a tank when she was little. She's a tank now, but she was like unstoppable. And the amount of force that little girl put behind her foot kicked his ass.
Yeah.
This is Sparta. Poof. Out of nowhere. He wasn't even watching 300. He was watching something else. It's just her mind. That's where she went. Oh, I love having kids. When I was a child, my dad watched a whole bunch of inappropriate movies, and I snuck into the room and saw things I shouldn't have. I think we all have.
Yeah, I think we all have.
I was 9, and I read Jaws. That's not appropriate for a 2nd grader.
Do we have a card? It's 8:30.
That was perfect execution.
Shit, it's 8:30.
Yeah, holy shit. Okay. Well, I guess...
We had good conversation. Everybody conversed
All
this time.
right. I don't know why I keep getting disappointed. I'm like,
No,
I
everybody
wish we could have
conversed.
more.
We did. We had great conversation this
Yeah,
time.
yeah, we had fun.
What was last week's card? I missed it. I was somewhere else.
Last week's card was, today I am excited. Today is going to be the best day ever.
Best day ever. Pancake Festival. Sorry.
Love Pancake Festival. It was when my girls were growing up, when they were little. They had a pancake dinner at the school, but it did have like bingo and games and stuff. And Annika, was it Annika, right?
I think it was Annika.
It was called the Pancake Festival.
And it was Festival.
Festival.
Because she couldn't say it clearly. She was
we had
so
to go
excited to go.
Go to Pancake Festival every year.
Pancake Festival.
Best day ever.
I don't know that I would have been able to read that card last week.
It's... I think it's awesome that they're growing up and all that, but I miss them when they were babies.
Yeah, they were fun.
Babies. Like Erebeth's freak out library about...
They didn't have tea.
It was a tea party and they didn't serve tea.
She was so mad. They served punch and juice.
Kool-Aid.
And we went to a tea party.
Without
and she wanted tea.
Yep. Because when we did tea parties at the house, we would do tea parties and we would make tea. So we had teacups and we'd get around and make little sandwiches out of the hard square little bread thing.
Melt the toast.
Yeah. And we'd have a tea party. So when Sam took her to the library for their tea party there, she was upset because they didn't serve tea.
She's like, they shouldn't call it a tea party if there's no tea. I agree with Nia 100%. Asking me about a favorite movie is the same thing as asking me about a favorite song.
Well, that's why I said let's not talk about favorite movies. Let's talk about movies that impacted you.
Yeah.
The things that had great scripts.
Oh my goodness, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
That's
I almost
good.
watched that the other day. But then I was worried about watching it because I'm worried that it's going to be so stupid.
That was
now.
that was one of the teen movies. It wasn't
Yeah.
one of the little kid movies.
No.
Like with Goonies and Monster Squad, it was aimed at 8 to 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Those were aimed at more of
The upper
14 and up.
Yeah.
And so I think those movies would have more longevity.
I almost watched Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead the other day, and then I'm like,
Breakfast Club's still up there for me.
I've actually never seen Breakfast Club.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's one of those movies I'd love to see. Pretty in Pink
Very,
and 16
very,
Candles.
very young Emilio Estevez.
Oh, I know who's in it.
Molly Ringwald.
Uh-huh. I've watched 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink a ton of times.
So you've watched those, but you didn't watch
But I've
Breakfast
never
Club?
watched Breakfast. I didn't have the opportunity to. I didn't have it on I didn't have it on VHS, so I couldn't watch it.
Watch it on HBO. That's how I did.
We didn't have cable.
No, we had. Well, we did. Yeah, we've had HBO for a very long time. I remember watching
we had local channels.
Comic,
that's it. We didn't have cable.
Comic Relief on HBO.
Yeah, we never
With
had
Robin
cable
Williams,
growing up.
Whoopi Goldberg, and Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
Don't be a greedy bastard. Throw away your Perrier and Grey Poupon. Wow, I remember that song from 30 years ago. More than.
Casey.
My favorite childhood movie was Incredibles. Fuck.
God, I feel old. I love The Incredibles, but I love Tarzan too. But wow.
Made me feel old, man.
Oh, My Stepmom is an Alien. That's a cute movie.
Oh, hey, yeah. Fuck, that was a long time. That's when she had the purse that was her little psychic alien thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. My favorite scene from Incredibles.
I am your greatest good.
I am your wife. I am the greatest good you're ever gonna get. Where is my super suit? Love Samuel L. Jackson. It's for the greater good. But thank you for making me feel ancient as shit.
Right? Okay, what's today's card?
All right. What Dreams May Come, favorite movie. I can't watch. What Dreams May Come was a good movie. It was very sad, but it was a good
very
movie.
sad movie. It's good. I watched it once.
And you know, after watching that and then realizing he killed himself, it just, that movie hits different now.
Yeah. That is a good. I've only watched it the one time and it hurt my feelings a lot.
Yeah. I miss Robin Williams. I cried too much with that one.
Okay, guys, I got a really stupid new movie that makes me cry. Encanto makes me cry.
How the hell does Encanto make you cry?
Because everybody's so mean to her. They're mean to her. Her whole family's mean to her. Because she doesn't have magic. And it hurts my feelings that they are so fucking mean to her. And she doesn't matter in their family that's supposed to be so close and oh familia and we're all just so close, we love each other, but you don't have magic, you're a bitch, get out. Like,
they were that mean.
That's how it hurts my feelings. I literally cry every time I watch Encanto. The first time I watched it, Erebus was like, "Are you crying?" And I was like, "This is so sad." See, Neo, me too. It hurts my feelings. They're mean to her.
Every time I lose something in the house, I quote that Krill scene, "Where is my super suit?"
Yeah. I mean, I've watched it and I like Encanto, but it hurts my feelings. They're just mean to her. It makes me sad because her family's just mean to her.
Well, see, that's my point of tonight, was to point out, with good script writing, you connect on an emotional level to your audience.
Neo says, yes, they are that mean to her.
I don't think so, but then again, I'm a dick. So she wouldn't last 5 minutes in my family.
Yes, she would, because you wouldn't have been mean to her because she didn't have magic when everybody else did.
And we're just dicks for other reasons.
Yeah. So.
If she can't handle it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what's our card? See, and she still loves them. She's like, yeah, it's bad, it's awful. Like, she just still supports them and loves them and takes care of them.
She's in some kind of abusive relationship.
It is. She's in a totally abusive relationship, but then she's the one who saves the day.
So is she part of the Me Too movement too?
No.
That's physical abuse. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Let's cross the line, shall we? Okay, today's card. My other favorite scene was the scene
Jack.
Okay, so the card for this week is Today I Am Grateful. Today my heart is filled with joy. I see the positive in everything today.
It's a little touchy-feely, but I like it.
All right. Touchy-feely. Does it touch you in the feels?
I like it. Today I'm grateful.
All right. That is this week's card. I'll add it to the community tab tomorrow. Groovy. I'm going to watch the scene tonight for a good laugh.
I like the second Incredibles with Jack and the raccoon.
I haven't seen the second one.
You haven't?
Nope.
Jack and the raccoon is the best shit ever.
So yeah, I love The Incredibles. So I haven't watched it because I think it's going to suck. I haven't watched it because I just haven't had a chance.
I thought I was going to pee myself the first time we watched it. The girls and I went and saw it in the theater. Maybe with Ashley's kids too. I think we all went and saw it. And Jack and the raccoon is awesome.
Cool. Well, I'll add that to my must-watch list. Alrighty. So I guess we can wrap this up. 8:40. Holy shit, that's a long ass show. That's what happens when you talk about topics that I like. And we actually had a little bit of a rapport, I guess.
We did.
I don't know why I keep thinking that it should be more.
I don't know. We had a great conversation on movies this time. Not like last time. Last time was kind of blah. And then after the show, you and I thought up like 5 movies that we could have brought up and we didn't.
And we didn't bring them up tonight, did we?
No, we did. We brought up
did we?
At least 3 of them.
The second was good?
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
You should watch it.
I loved Incredibles. So.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like at the end where he throws the car up and no capes. He was wearing a cape. Anywho. Okay, so we can wrap this up then. Thank you for watching. Don't forget that A Freelancer's Tale is available on paperback and ebook formats. A story about how I got started as a freelance writer all the way up into what I do today. The link is in the description down below. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always hit me up on social media on Facebook-ish. Possibly Twitter. I don't ever use Twitter that often anymore since Elon Musk has decided to change to X and debating on charging $2.99 to use it.
Nobody's gonna.
No one's gonna do that.
No.
I am getting more active on Instagram at writer.sanctuary and Facebook I can respond to, but it takes usually about 4 or 5 hours before I actually get a message that someone sent me something. So the easiest way to contact me would be through the contact form on WriterSanctuary.com's website. And I think that's it.
If you think Mike and I are entertaining, you should join us tomorrow night.
We're live tomorrow night on
Crossing Colorado's
podcast for health and fitness, losing weight. Yeah, because we're experts in that.
Right.
I would do good though. Oh.
Yeah.
You see my picture on Instagram
I
today?
did.
Bam! Could you see the fucking muscle on my shoulder? Oh my god. I'm going to be beastie in a month.
You are.
Oh. Pure, unadulterated, man-stopping, bone-crushing power. Oh.
You're such a dork. Everybody have a great night. Have a great week. Thank you for joining us.
Well, I'll see you next time. I can say that now because he doesn't anymore. He does some stupid little... See you next time right back here on this channel for more news. I mean, it's longer. It's stupid. I don't like it. I even messaged
Casey says, I'm watching the raccoon scene and dying from laughter.
That's what great news for tomorrow. Awesome. What?
It worked.
What worked?
You closed the pop-out.
Oh, and the chat came up.
And it worked.
Motherfucker.
It hasn't worked in months.
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 Huh. Maybe that's an omen.
So.
Hopefully it's a good one.
Have a great week, guys.
Yeah. I can't think of anything at the end, but...
No.